Good day, fellow champions of inclusion. I am Aaron, and this is the Inclusive Dad podcast, where we explore inclusion and make it practical. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me in exploring ways we can create a more inclusive world together. You are important, you matter, and you can make a difference. Today, my guest is Margie Ainsworth. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Why don't you start us off by just telling me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So, as you said, my name is Margie Ainsworth. I was born with a condition called hydrocephalus, which means water on the brain, and also agenesis of the corpus callosum, which means that a normal brain is like this, but my brain is split. So one side can't really talk to the other side, which has resulted in some cognitive and fine motor delays for me.
Mhm.
And I was never supposed to walk and I was never supposed to talk. But thankfully, with the encouragement from my parents, I am now walking and talking and
Mhm.
doing a podcast, which I know we'll get to later.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. You're from Minnesota,
mhm.
like me. That's awesome. Did you? So I'm from obviously from Minnesota. So my daughter Cecilia is 22. So we did a lot of doctoring at both the Mayo Clinic and at Gillette. Have you been to either one of those places?
I actually have.
Okay.
I just recently have started going to Mayo Clinic.
Okay.
I had a stent placed, or two stents placed there, and it's a great team.
Hmm.
They're a great team over there, and Gillette are also great. I spent many years with them,
Okay.
and so
Yeah,
yeah.
that's great. What is your definition of inclusion?
My definition of inclusion. Okay, let me just. So, my definition of inclusion is it means someone actively seeking ways to include others and considering their unique differences in any environment or background.
That's great. Has that kind of always been your definition, you think, or has it kind of changed over time?
Yes. And personally, I growing up, oh, I growing up had only known about unique or about special needs or disabilities as a term. And when I met my boyfriend Parker 2.5 years ago and we started dating, he taught me the term unique differences. And so since then, I've tried to work that into my vocabulary as well when talking about the disability community. So,
Awesome. How did you and Parker meet?
oh, great question. So, Parker and I actually went to elementary school together um, here in the Twin Cities, and we were in the same resource room and we kind of knew each other, but I'm 18 months older than he is, so we were in different classes and stuff. But our moms stayed friends, and actually his mom was the one who set us up. She reached out to me after I had gotten out of a 2.5 year relationship that ended sadly, and she reached out to me and she was like, Parker and I were talking about him dating, and your name came up. Would you be interested? And I said, yes, I would be very interested. And so we went out on our first date on Valentine's Day, and the rest is history.
That's awesome. What do you guys like to do for fun on dates and stuff?
We like to watch TV. Right now, we are watching Rugrats on Paramount Plus. And he's huge into playing Pokemon Go, and he's gotten me into it. So we'll just be sitting on my couch watching TV, and then we'll both just like pull out our phones, and he'll like help me like navigate through my what's called a Pokédex, where all the Pokemon are. And then we also have gone to family events together with his family, and we've gone to other friends events, and we've spent time with my friends and his friends, and we've gone to Twins games. We always find something fun to do, whether it's just the two of us or with our families and friends. So
How was school for you? Maybe talk a little bit about
yeah,
school and
so school was tough in the beginning. When I was in elementary school, my classmates didn't really understand my disability, my hydrocephalus, because I would sometimes be at school, and then there were other times where I was so sick, like I had to be in and out of the hospital or going for different appointments or tests. And they would always ask my teachers, like, why isn't Margie here? And as I got older and I would still get sick, I would have my friends reach out to me, and they would be like, why aren't you in school? What are you sick with? And it was always hard to really tell them what I was really sick with, why my hydrocephalus was acting up, because back then hydrocephalus, like nobody really understood what it was. And but I got to high school, and I made a lot of great friends there, and I still have those friends to this day. So, and my teachers were absolutely amazing. They
Mhm.
were able to understand my learning styles, and my special education team was great all throughout school. They were able to work with my regular ed teachers to um, just understand, like, okay, this is how Margie learns. This is what works for her, what doesn't work for her. And so that was a really great experience.
That's awesome. I just completely went blank. It keeps kicking out a couple of times. I'm trying to watch, now my brain just went blank. Do you like music?
Oh, I love music, Aaron. I am a huge concert goer.
Are you?
Yeah, I've been to many concerts. I'm going to a few this summer, and I already have a couple lined up for the fall. And
Which ones are you going to this year?
so this summer, I'm going to a band called Big Time Rush in August. They had a show on Nickelodeon of the same name,
Okay.
where actually they were a band from Minnesota who went to California to kind of start off
Hmm.
their music career. And then after the show, they've continued to do music and tours and concerts and
Awesome.
stuff. And then I'm going to Old Dominion um, in August, and I'm really excited about that because it's at the state fair, and I love going to the
Okay.
state fair.
Yep.
And then in October, I'm going to see the Jonas Brothers with one of my best friends. And I'm excited about that because I love the Jonas Brothers.
Yep.
And then I actually just found out that Jesse McCartney is coming here in November. So, of course, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go to that. And so I'm going to go to that with a couple really good girlfriends of mine who are also Jesse fans. So.
Who is Jesse McCartney related to Paul McCartney?
No, and it's so funny. I've heard in interviews him say, "No, I'm not related to Paul McCartney." I mean, it's the same spelling of the last name, but no relation.
Yeah. So yeah, we love going to concerts too. My
Yeah.
daughter, she loves concerts. The last one we went to with her was Post Malone Jelly Roll at the U.S. Bank.
I was there too.
You were?
Yes.
Really?
Oh my gosh. It was so good. I had never seen either of them in concert before. And oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah, we were up in ADA seating. I don't even know where it was. Like up in the, I don't even, what do you call those? Suite kind of area.
Oh yeah, like the nosebleeds almost.
Yeah, we were up there pretty high. But yeah, my daughter, she had a blast. She loves both of them.
That was a really great concert.
Yeah.
For sure.
I was not expecting like fireworks inside there, so that was kind of threw me off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we're inside and we're shooting off fireworks. Okay, hopefully they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, that was the third. So that was the third time my girlfriend and I have seen Jelly Roll. We saw him in Fargo a couple of years ago. Then last summer we saw him at the Iowa State Fair.
Oh, nice.
Then we saw him that time, and then Post Malone. That was the second time. We saw him. There's an indie race down by Des Moines, Iowa that Hy-Vee sponsored it.
Oh,
and they had for a couple of years they had like concerts. There's 2 days of races, and then they had concerts before and after. And he was one of the concerts we saw last year. It was 115 degrees sitting outside in a racetrack in Iowa, and we saw him last time. So this was much cooler than it was back then. But yeah, we love Jelly Roll. I really love Jelly Roll. He puts on a good show, and he's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen Eric Church. We've seen a lot of people actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few concerts. We don't actually have any tickets bought for any concerts right now, which is making me feel weird because we've gone to a lot of them and usually have ticket spots. So
Yeah.
But we have we really love Eric Church. Do you like Eric Church?
Oh, I love him. I have a really good guy friend from high school who introduced me to his music, and it was great. And then I saw him in concert at the iHeartRadio Music Festival in Vegas probably over 10 years ago, and so that was really fun.
Yeah. But Eric, if you get a chance to see Eric Church in concert, I would go because he puts on a really good show. Like he's a showman, he gets into it, he gets the crowd into it, he puts on a good show.
Agreed.
Yeah. He's gonna be at where's he? I think this summer he's back. He might be back in Iowa actually.
Huh. Cool.
So we might go that one. But we just bought a house, so we're trying to like if we're gonna go to concerts, we're just gonna kind of do it last minute, I think, this time.
Yeah.
Instead of having them bought like the first second to come out. So
Right. Smart.
Yeah. Like did you for the Jelly Roll Post Malone, did you buy tickets like right away or did you wait a little bit?
Yeah, so we actually had a friend in town and we were all just like sitting around one night and we saw that, or I saw that he was coming in, or they were coming into town, and I was like, oh my gosh, we have to go because all three of us are Jelly Roll and Post Malone fans. And then the friend came back here from out of town and we all went, and it was fun. It was a great show, and I knew a lot of other people who went to the show too, so and how cool that Jelly Roll even went to a local prison too
Yep.
to give
Yep.
back.
The first concert I went to, like I said, it was in Fargo, and it was
Yeah.
basically like a county fair almost.
Yeah.
That setting to like seeing him in US Bank Stadium in like 2 years was pretty incredible. Like
Yeah,
come in that short a period of time.
right.
Yeah. Why don't you talk a little bit about your podcast, like
Sure.
why you started it, how you got started, and what it's about and stuff?
Yeah, so my podcast is called More Than Able, and I started it about 2.5 years ago when I started working with a nonprofit called Learnability LLC, and they help individuals like me with special needs learn how to live on their own. And one of the other things they help out with is podcasting. And
Mm.
so I was like, oh, I'd love to do a podcast. And so I was trying to figure out like what to do for the podcast. And I talked to my mom because my mom, I'm sure your daughter is the same with your girlfriend, like just moms are great sounding boards. And
Yep.
so I talked to my mom and she was like, you should do a podcast on the disability community. Cause back then, I'm sure you know this too, there weren't really any disability podcasts, at least that I knew of.
Right.
Um, so excuse me. So then I talked to my team at Learnability and they were all on board. And so we created More Than Able. And I actually got the name More Than Able from a really good friend of mine who was asking me, like, oh, what are you going to name the podcast? And I was like, do you have any ideas? And he was
Hmm.
like, why don't you call it More Than Able? And I was like, I love it. It because it really cemented, like, the message that we are all more than able to do things, even if it's just
Right.
in a different way.
Yep.
So
That's awesome. So when you said they help with podcasts, what kind of help do they provide?
so they provide a studio, um, in Minneapolis, and they have a husband and wife team who are, I'd say, one of the best producers in the state,
Hmm.
or two of the best producers, I should say, in the state. And they have been teaching me how to edit
Hmm.
podcasts, and but like I provide the guests and they provide the equipment.
Sure.
So
That's cool. That's really cool.
yeah.
What type of things did the learnability, is that what it called, help
Mhm.
provide? Like you said, to help you be able to live independently. Like what kind of things do they help you with?
So, they help with independent living skills,
Mhm.
whether it's, like right now, I'm learning how to keep my bathroom clean, how to do laundry, um, how to clean up after myself, how to, like go to the grocery store and get groceries. And I take quite a few medications, and so keeping track of my medications and how to like know, like, okay, I'm running low on a certain medication, I need to make sure that I call it in, or that I make time to go to the pharmacy to get my medication that I need, or even like anything at the pharmacy. And um so and they're also really good about doing, like, different events, with the clients, whether it's, like, holiday events or, different things like that. So we can build that sense of community with everybody, and it's not just like we're all like in different spaces. So that's been really nice to kind of get to know the other clients and the other staff who I don't see or work with on a day-to-day basis.
That's great. Do you currently live on your own, or where do you live now?
I do not. I live with my mom and my stepdad, and I eventually would love to move out on my own, but it's just kind of figuring out what tools I need and finding the right space to live, and so
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it's glad you found a place that can help you like gain the skill, work on the skills you need to be able to live by yourself.
yeah, and I should also mention really quick to Aaron, I also work with another company called In Control, and they're also a nonprofit that helps individuals with disabilities with nutrition, fitness, and social and emotional wellness. And I've been working with them for about a year, and they've really helped me through a lot as well, teaching me things that I would never have known. And like, especially with the social and emotional, like learning things about myself, and they're a great organization. So.
How did you get connected with both these organizations?
So In Control, I met, or I actually found out about them through someone who I was interviewing for a podcast
Okay.
episode. Um, my mom was with me, and she just happened to be like, "Hey, do you know of any companies that like would be interested in being on Margie's show?" Or
Mhm.
and the gal was like, "Yeah, I know this company called In Control. They're great." And so I just started working with them. And then Learnability, where I do my podcast, I found out about them through my psychologist. Shout out Cindy Nolette. Um, and my mom had talked to her too, and she mentioned Learnability, and because she has been working with other clients from there, and her she and the founder Callie are really good friends. So
That's awesome. That is cool.
yeah.
What is what's your long-term plans for your podcast, or what do you hope to get out?
Great question. So my plans for More Than Able, we are in the process of creating a merchandising business within the company. I'm actually wearing a More Than Able t-shirt right
Mhm.
now. Um, but we have t-shirts, we have tumblers, we have pens, we have stickers, and I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks or so, we'll be able to get it onto our website, which is morethanablepod.com. And I'm just hoping to interview more people and to do more community outreach, um, and maybe get on more podcasts and maybe radio and TV, and kind of share my story and hopefully spread awareness about the disability community.
Great. What is one tip you can share to help the listeners be more inclusive today? So just something anybody can start doing today to be more inclusive.
So I loved seeing this question, and I really thought a lot about it. So I would say don't be afraid to speak up and put yourself out there, because again, like I've said, we're all more than able to have a voice, whether we can use our mouths or we can type. or we can do something to really just be like, hey, I want to try this or I want to do this, and figuring out ways that we can help each other and just be able to strengthen the disability community so nobody feels left out.
Yeah, I love that. Is there anything you want to share that we haven't talked about?
Oh gosh. Yes, actually.
Okay.
I want to play a little game with you if that's okay.
Sure.
I like to start off my podcasts with a game of Would You Rather.
Oh boy.
Are you interested?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be able to breathe underwater or fly in the sky?
Hmm. I'd probably go with be able to breathe underwater because I like to fish. So I could see the fish, and I don't really like to fly like in planes. So I don't think that would be so good. Probably flying without protection around me. So yeah, definitely the underwater one.
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
Okay.
So,
That's cool. You got me. I was not expecting that.
well, and
That's a good. Yeah.
that's the fun part about my episodes too is I write out the questions and I send people the questions ahead of time so they know kind of
Yep.
what to expect, but I never include the would you rather because I
Yep.
want it to be kind of like an element of surprise, and
Right.
everybody always reacts the same way. They're like, "Oh, that's so fun."
That is fun. Yeah, especially stuff like that where you don't think about it normally. So then you have to act like, okay, that seems like the right answer, but what's my justification for it? Why is my brain going to that?
Right. Yeah, and it's a good icebreaker.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love that. That was great. Where's the best place to connect with you? The website you said before,
Yes.
or okay,
So, you can find out more information on morethanablepod.com, or if you want to connect with me personally, you can message me or email me, excuse me, at mtapodcast30@gmail.com. That's MTA for More Than Able podcast30@gmail.com. And then we are also on Facebook and Instagram, and our videos are on YouTube, and we're also on Spotify. But yeah, you can connect with me there.
awesome. Well, it's not gonna be a surprise because you already know the last question, I think. So, do you like spam, lunch meat? Yes or no?
I have had spam once, and I actually really liked it. I was trying to remember where I had it. I think I had it at a restaurant, like, out of
Hmm,
state,
okay.
but yeah.
Well,
So I'm a fan.
awesome.
Yes.
Have you ever been to the Spam Museum
No, where is that?
in Austin?
Oh, well,
Austin, Minnesota. Yep.
maybe I'll have to come there and check it out.
Yeah. I mean, I I need to get Joe down here too, so maybe we'll have to have a field trip one day or something, where
Oh
we
my
have a
gosh.
little get together at the Spam Museum.
I'm sure he would love that. I'm actually gonna see him next week for the 4th of July. He
Oh,
invited,
that's great.
my boyfriend Parker, his cousin, and I to be a part of a parade with him, so
Awesome. Wow. Well, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Well, thank you for having me. I had a blast.
Yeah, me too. To those listening, thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey. It is truly an honor. Please join the podcast newsletter by clicking on the link in the episode description to keep up with the latest episodes. Together, we can make the world more inclusive. Until next time, stay empowered and be a champion for inclusion.